on today's episode of Through Jeremiah's Eyes, we're in South Africa at a reptile center, and they have a lot more than just reptiles. But one of the big things that we learned about was actually the behavior of snakes and a little bit of misconceptions about snakes as well. So all throughout the entire facility, they had tons of snakes, from boas to anacondas, cobras. They had snapping turtles, which, as you can see, their little tongue looks like a worm, and that's kind of how they actually draw different prey in. But the big thing that we learned about were snakes, especially the venomous snakes. So here's a black mamba, and it's one of the most venomous snakes in the entire world. And of course, it has a bad rap because of its. But regardless, no snake, whether it's a black mamba or even a king cobra, there has to be so much agitation to go on and happen, and the snake truly has to feel like it's in immediate danger for the snake actually to try and bite at you or lunge at you, which really puts you at a really safe place as long as you don't purposefully go out of your way to try and agitate a snake. So one of the professional handlers here is showing us how king cobra is not going to actually go towards you, but it'll most likely try and go away from you to try and avoid conflict at all. It understands the size difference between the two of us. It understands that as much as it can hurt us, it may die trying to actually hurt us at the end of the day. And as a wild animal, their instinct is to try and conserve their energy. So there's no point in them actually trying to waste their energy on somebody that they're not going to try and eat, as opposed to saving that energy that they may be needing to use on an actual prey animal that they could eat in the future, regardless if you step on it like the person just demonstrated before. Now, after we did that, we actually looked at the anatomy of snakes, as well as doing a couple of necropsies to try and understand the cause of death of some of the captive snakes so they can better understand what they need to do to be able to manage them better. But one of the really interesting things is that snakes have lungs that are tracing essentially their entire body, and they're just essentially long, so you can actually inflate them if you blow through their mouth. But there's so many cool things about snakes. There's so many interesting facts and anatomical differences between them and us, and all of it's really interesting to me to learn about. Currently, I have 2 ball pythons. Definitely want to get to even more. If you have any snake suggestions, definitely leave those in the comments down below. If you like tarantulas, if you like scorpions, definitely let me know. If you like millipedes, literally just let me know. Definitely trying to dive into that world of the exotics. So would definitely appreciate any advice that you guys have, and also like to hear what you guys would like to see in the future. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Through Jeremiah's Eyes, and I'll see you in the next one.